This week on Beyond Stillness, Stories After Stroke, we offer a community special with University of Vermont Medical Center's Stroke Support Group, led by Becky Louko. In today's episode, stroke survivors and their caregivers share personal attributes that have been helpful in recovery and lessons they've learned, while also offering gratitude for each other. Thank you for joining us for part 1 of our community special with University of Vermont Medical Center's Stroke Support Group, led by Becky Louko.
Beyond Stillness, Stories After Stroke is made possible by our guests and tax-deductible donations from friends and listeners like you. Join us in empowering stroke survivors with stories of wisdom, purpose, connection, and hope at www.beyondstillness.org.
Hello and welcome to Beyond Stillness, Stories After Stroke. Stroke offers a powerful, life-changing shift in perspective. Each colorful memory creates a parable for life's greater teachings, a compass for journeys ahead, and inspired wisdom for unique growth. Beyond Stillness offers a moment of pause for storytelling and reflection. Ultimately, we create a welcoming environment that reveres the moment beyond stroke's paralysis. Still moments unite humanity and divinity. I'm your host, Molly Bucola. Now we begin with a moment of pause to honor the way that wisdom has emerged through recovery. And we give thanks. Now, University of Vermont Medical Center's Stroke Support Group. Today, we're looking back through our recovery, and each of us has a different point. So some of us are further out than others, but each of us has a very important perspective on this. And so we'll begin with our first question. Which of your strengths, talents, and or personality traits have helped you through recovery? Sometimes we have personality strengths that are very clear throughout our childhood, our young adulthood, etc. And sometimes those carry on through our recovery. And other times we develop different strengths in recovery.
Persistence and stubbornness.
Ooh, I like that one, Betty. Tell me about that.
So I tend to be somebody who doesn't give up easily, and I keep plugging ahead no matter what. And my dad would refer to it as cussedness, but it also stubbornness and persistence. So just when things get really frustrating and I'm like, is it worth the struggle? Oh, I'll think of one more thing I can try. Okay, because right now I'm struggling with, I've gone back to work, but very part-time, so I'm not making much money. The disability payments I was getting from my employer have stopped suddenly in December. And so I'm like, well, should we apply for Social Security disability or Social Security supplemental income? And so we've started that process, but all these other questions have come up as a part of trying to do that. And so now we're like, how do we answer these questions they want us to answer on this form? We just keep finding one more person we think we might ask about helping us with it. And we call them, and then we leave a message. And then we think of one more person we can think of to call, and we call them and leave another message. And that's been our day today.
I love it. There's always one more thing we can do, right? And sometimes we think we're stuck, and then another idea pops up. Yeah, taking one more step each day. That's great, Betty. Thank you. There's a gal, Shirley. She said, ornery, obstinate, and stubborn. And she said people always use that as a bad thing before her stroke, but now it gets her through.
Right. I agree totally, Shirley.
What else? Other strengths, personality traits, talents? that have been helpful for you in recovery?
I think acceptance.
Oh,
I think I've always been that way. I'm very open to accepting people and things, and it has led me to make it through physical therapy and occupational therapy and acute therapy and pushing ahead a little bit, getting myself better. I go to Project Independence now, and every day is a little different with different participants there. And being accepting is a big part of the day. You meet people who are blind, people who are just old and have dementia, people who can't really walk, and everybody is worthwhile. And being accepting is an important part of seeing that.
I love that, Trent. Yeah. Yeah, we can think of acceptance in a lot of different ways. Acceptance on a situation as it is right now. What can I do about it now that I've accepted that situation? And I also love the way that you described it, Trent, in that accepting the people around us and our different abilities. Everyone has very different strengths and talents, and that's what makes us all work together. And then we're accepted within that, right? I can tell you I have traits that are hard to live with, but my partner's good at accepting that. Thank you, Trent. Thanks for sharing.
I ride my bike. In the summertime, I kayak, and I just finished skiing today in a snow car.
Skiing in Vermont.
We've had such good snow this year too. It's been great.
Wow. Yeah. And so what has helped you get out there to ski and to kayak? I remember you two. I remember that you're very active.
I think she's detail oriented and persistent, organized. She's very organized. It helps us to pull all this stuff off, keep us going in the right direction. Yeah.
Yeah. Detail oriented. We all need that. I mean, one, there's a lot of paperwork, right? With in recovery. And two, there's a lot that goes in organization in order to prepare to do something outside of the house.
Yeah, instead of just getting up and running out of the house and going skiing, it takes longer to get up, get clothes, take a shower, eat breakfast, and everything just takes longer. She plans well, and she basically sets the time we get going and pulls it off. But every day is different.
You keep moving on. I love it. Persistent. Never quit.
Yes.
Thank you.
I will say patience.
Mhm.
I expect some things to be almost instant gratification and past life experiences. And when you have this kind of trauma or a stroke, you just have to be very patient with making progress because it is very slow. I find that that's been very helpful.
Patience. These all go hand in hand, right? Patience, persistence, acceptance, cussedness. They're all in there. What else?
I would speak for my husband. I felt a little awkward about doing this as the care person without him being here, but it's not his thing, and we had long discussions and he gave me permission. So his is humor. He was in his work a paramedic, so he'd been on the other side for his whole work career. And there's a certain amount of craziness that you have to survive that kind of work. And being on the other side, it's even more challenging. But as soon as he started throwing jokes out, our daughter said, okay, he's going to be okay.
Sometimes we need a little release valve, right? Yeah. And it's hard because sometimes we're not in the mood for humor, and then other times it comes out and everyone's like, ah, yes. So thank you for sharing that, Martha.
When I was first, um, I was like this when I was down there, and I couldn't walk, and and they put me in that they put the thing down there.
Like a tree?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
A trach.
yes, and I couldn't do anything, and um, it bothered me, and I took it out, and I then I got a little bit better, but I was still in the hospital, and my grandson came over and said he was sitting on my lap, and I said, "How you doing?" and that was the first thing I said.
I love it.
Yeah.
How you doing? I bet he was so happy to hear that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
Did you surprise yourself?
Oh yeah.
Well, what an awesome thing to say. Have that be the first thing. How you doing? I mean, it's so jovial, and you're welcoming others into conversation.
Oh, come on.
I love that. I love that. Thanks for sharing.
Now he's 17 years old.
Ah, how long ago was that?
About 15 years.
Wow. So he wasn't a 16-year-old sitting on your lap.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
When we talk about stroke and recovery, you're going through so many life experiences all at once, right? There's so many transitions. There's grief, there's relationship and role changes. It's really tough, but I'm wondering, what are some life lessons that you have learned through recovery?
Slow down. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Slow is fast.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, if you try to hurry, you might really get yourself in trouble. You just have to take everything slow.
Yep.
Yeah, and
That's
it's a
an
pain in the
important one.
neck too. Being slow and compared to what you were before, it can be uncomfortable on some days because for very many different reasons, like someone waiting for you. Like, damn it, how long is it going to take me to get dressed? It is by yourself. It takes a long time. If you hurry, you know, I'm just a basket case. So I just look at our life as like a book of life. And we have chapters. And the chapters of our life can be short or long, or good or bad. They're there in the book. Right now, I consider myself in the chapter, I'm in the stroke chapter. But I can go back to all those other chapters and revisit them, or I can just ignore them sometimes. But I just think that I'm in the now moment and I have to deal with all kinds of emotions, even in this chapter of the stroke chapter. Like some days are better than others. It's just part of the book of life.
Are there multiple chapters in the stroke chapter?
I haven't decided yet because I'm still just trying to figure out how much I'm going to get out of this experience of, you know, post-stroke. I don't really have an answer for that because it's unknown.
Yeah. You mean you can't answer what does your future hold, Cindy?
No, I can't. Like this future, I'd rather go out on the porch and take a picture because it's really beautiful right now.
Yeah, I'm sure Vermont is beautiful. Thanks for sharing. The Book of Life, seeing that there are many chapters in our books of life.
Yeah, all of us have our own individual one. And
Hmm.
that's how I just look at it. It's like I can visit those times when I was not hoping I could go outside and go for a hike because I can go back to that chapter. I don't know, it's hard to explain.
Just today at project, we were sitting around in a big group, and one of the social workers was talking with us, and she threw out a similar kind of question, and it was, if we could go back and tell our young self something, some bit of advice, what would it be? And I thought for a while, and I thought to take advantage of any and every opportunity that comes your way. And I think similar, but be open. Be more open to everyday experiences. Be more open to opportunities. That's how you can change and improve and advance. Yeah.
Be open. Isn't it interesting that in every chapter, I'm going to go with your analogy, Cindy, in every chapter, we can look back on the previous chapters. And right now, we might be a previous chapter for our older self.
Right.
And it's interesting to think, what would our older self tell us now? I love that question, Trent. Thank you for sharing the question. And open and accepting. Wow, there's a lot of wisdom coming from you, Trent. You've been thinking deeply today. I think you had a warm up. Thank you.
As a caregiver, I learned very quickly within hours of Betty's stroke that there comes a time when you have to let go of all of those inhibitions to ask for help and just simply find a way to ask and just ask everybody for.
Over the 12 years or 14 years we've been dealing with this, there's a bunch of people out there that have dedicated their lives to helping us. And if it wasn't for those people, like Becky here and Kathy Webster with the kayaking and the skiing, and Ashley Kuchar was one of our initial SLPs, and Karen Leary, who does the choir. These people are just above and beyond dedicated to helping us and helping, anybody. There was a guy over in New Hampshire that taught Rachel how to ski, brought that tetra ski, Nate Hansen. And we just keep meeting unbelievable people that just giving. They just dedicate their lives to doing this stuff. That's what's amazing to me, is that there are people like that. They're just starting with the doctors and everybody initially, but not talking about doctors. I'm just the other people that really are a great assistance. So very thankful for that.
Yeah.
There's a man named Drew who talks about a two-way street, in that when he asks for help, he gets to know other people, and both people receive something out of that relationship. I've heard about both of you, Ted and Rachel, not just through Nikki, and you two are very inspiring people. So in asking for help or inviting people into your experience, it's a communal lift. everyone gets to receive something from that. And also in times of grief, when we ask our friends and family, etc., for anything they can provide in that moment, there's something so powerful about being involved in that space. It's probably a relief to many people when we invite others into our experience. Thank you for sharing that. Asking for help. Valerie, who shared her story with us, and that was the title of her story. She said when she was finally able to ask for help, she realized how many people were out there that just wanted to be part of their journey. Thank you for sharing today. Thanks for inviting me too.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much,
Thank
Molly.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Storytelling empowers us to share our experiences in a way that invites others to reflect on their own. In closing, we offer reflection questions as an opportunity to spark dialogue with yourself, friends, family, or fellow stroke survivors. I will read questions aloud, and you can also find them written in the podcast episode description. Community conversation prompts. Which of your strengths, talents, and/or personality traits have helped you through recovery? How? What empowering lessons have you learned from fellow stroke survivors?
Beyond Stillness, Stories After Stroke is made possible by our guests and tax-deductible donations from friends and listeners like you. Join us in empowering stroke survivors with stories of wisdom, purpose, connection, and hope at www.beyondstillness.org. Another way to support is to like, share, or subscribe to our weekly show.
Thank you for listening to part 1 of our community special with University of Vermont Medical Center's Stroke Support Group, led by Becky Louko. Each colorful memory creates a parable for life's greater teachings, a compass for journeys ahead, and inspired wisdom for unique growth. Thank you for joining us for this conversation on resilience, patience, and the strengths that carry us through recovery. Each journey is unique, yet we find connection in shared experiences. May these insights empower you this week and beyond. Remember, as part of the stroke community, you are more than supportive. You are inspirational. If this episode resonated with you, please like, share, or subscribe to the show. And consider donating to Beyond Stillness Stories After Stroke. Together, we can amplify survivor voices of wisdom, purpose, connection, and hope.
If you are part of the stroke community and have a story you'd like to share on the show, please contact us. Email molly@beyondstillness.org.